I'm Tom Taylor with Hot Rod Magazine, and this week on Unlimited, we're in Georgetown, Colorado for the 60th anniversary of the Hot Rod Hill Climb. Our first stop in Denver was the weekly Thursday morning old-timers get-together. Here, a casual breakfast and bull session takes place with Denver's early hot rod and drag racing fraternity. It's a great tradition that binds them from their younger days of race cars and dragsters. Now, a number of these guys either attended or actually raced in the original hill climbs in 53 and 54.
Nick bailed out. The members of the Sabres took over. The only reason we did it was because the sports cars had gone up the hill the year before, and we thought we could do it better. That's the only reason it was done, and Georgetown let us do it. And so we did so well, and they liked us so well, they said, let's do it again next year. So we did it 2 years in a row.
Told Scroggs that maybe.
So you had the 35 Chevy Roadster with the truck chassis or whatever it was?
Yeah, that's it.
This,
Are any of these buildings still in existence?
Oh yeah, these buildings still are there.
Really?
The Texaco had the building built on the front, but it still stands.
it is.
Yep.
It is.
We're tipping alcohol or nitro?
Nitro.
You're putting nitro in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it ran, it was able to handle about 70%.
70% nitro in that thing?
After the breakfast gathering broke up, we traveled over to Inglewood, Colorado to see two participants from the first hill climbs. Jim Nielsen, who dabbles in parts and cars when he's not running his commercial auto vacuum business, and Don Joy, who still owns the 32 Vicky that he ran at the first hill climb, though he's updated it substantially from its hill climb days.
I made that back in the 50s.
Really?
That was before they started making the dropped light bars. Because I have a black and white picture with that dropped light bar,
Yeah.
you know.
Don told us the reason he runs a Dodge motor in his Deuce Ford is that he and his father have always been Dodge owners and Dodge lovers. Though it took decades to finish, with moving and family and making a living taking precedence, he was able to finish the Vicky in 2005.
But that's Georgetown. Have you been up there at all?
Not yet.
No.
Tonight.
That's something, because my car was sitting right here, number 33.
Yep. Cal Kennedy and Don Scroggs.
Yeah.
Mike Nicholas is the driving force behind the 60th anniversary celebration of the Hot Rod Hill Climb, so we made our way over to his personal shop to see the 5-window that he's built to promote the hill climb.
It was 2010. I was building a sectioned 49 Ford, cutting it in half and welding it back together. And a friend of mine called and said, hey, there's a 1950 Ford sectioned coupe on Craigslist. And he said, I remember the car being around in Denver a couple years ago. I bought the car, brought it home, threw a small block Chevy in it. When I bought the car, the guy gave me a March 1954 Hot Rod magazine. And on the cover is a sectioned shoebox, 50. And inside that magazine, as I was reading it, there was an article on the Georgetown Hot Rod Hill Climb. And as I kept reading, I was like, well, that's in Colorado. And I had no idea that this had ever happened. So I started asking questions around town and found out that the guy I buy my Ford parts from down the street, Jim Nielsen, was one of the guys that actually won his class at the hill climb. So I started asking questions, and it inspired me to start asking some more questions about this hill climb. And then in January, when the Hot Rod magazine came out, and he had the cover on the magazine, had the Race of Gentlemen, the shot of the Roadster on the beach with the ocean line, that's when I just said, I gotta go to Georgetown, I gotta ask. And then end of February, we had a meeting with the police chief, the sheriff, EMS, fire, town administrator, the head of promotions, the county administrators, road and bridge. I pitched them the idea and said, I want to recreate this Hot Rod Hill Climb. I want 54 and older hot rods, probably 50 of them. run them up the hill like a hill climb in groups of 15, send them up a minute apart, and really try and recreate that that scene in 53 and 4.
In spite of the 500-year storm and flooding in Boulder, Colorado, and with many of the roads leading to Georgetown closed, the skies parted Saturday morning and the race was on. A surprising amount of old cars and participants braved the iffy weather to turn out for this epic Denver hot rod reunion / celebration / race. Check-in and tech was handled at the Georgetown Inn. Then registrants made their way to the quaint downtown, where bands, a car show on the downtown streets, and more greeted the crowds. It was hard to believe that with all the weather drama, this was actually going to happen, but it did, and right on schedule. After a number of groups sprinted up the original hill climb course, the rains unfortunately did return, but there was not enough rain to dampen the spirits or stop the event. After all, this is Colorado, and everyone is used to some rain, just not in September. What makes this such an incredible event is that it's a Denver original that was chronicled in Hot Rod back in the 50s to earmark its rightful place in hot rod lore, and it has successfully been resurrected for Denver hot rodders to participate and relive a truly unique experience. Mike Nicholas tells us he's already making plans for next year, so be on the lookout for more info on the 2014 Hot Rod Hill Climb in Georgetown, Colorado.